In Dark Souls, when I was venturing in the Undead Burg for the first time, I was getting a feel for how grim and desolate the place was. The whole atmosphere was somber and depressing. Until in the middle of my journey I met this strange man, who instead of fitting in with the somber ambience, he was joyful and in high spirits. His name? Solaire of Astora. Now Solaire is a knight from Astora, a place known for its brave warriors and strong miracles. Unlike many other characters in Dark Souls, who are usually motivated by sadness, revenge, or madness, Solaire's mission is driven by sincere, almost innocent hope. He's on a quest to find his own son, which symbolizes his search for meaning and happiness. His famous saying,
"The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent."
"If only I could be so grossly incandescent," shows his dreams of becoming something bright and extraordinary. The first time we meet Solaire is at the Undead Burg. Here, he introduces himself and talks about his quest to find his own son. He also offers the player a chance to engage in a jolly cooperation, which is a unique feature of the game. This cooperation allows players to summon Solaire to fight along them in tough battles against powerful bosses. This aspect of the game, where players can work together with NPCs like Solaire, is a big part of what makes Dark Souls special. Even in a world filled with darkness and danger, the game shows that connections and teamwork can help overcome great challenges. Solaire's role in the game is not just to help in fights. He symbolizes hope and light in a very dark and grim world. Solaire's constant optimism and belief in his quest stand out against the dark and often depressing environment of Lordran. His character shows the theme of light versus dark, which is a central idea in the Dark Souls series. By being a beacon of hope, Solaire highlights the struggle between hope and despair, making his presence in the game both meaningful and inspiring. Solaire's quest for his son can be seen in many different ways, each adding depth to his character and the game story. On a basic level, it represents the universal human search for a purpose and meaning in life. In the world of Dark Souls, many characters fall into despair, but Solaire's determination to find his son shows the strength of the human spirit to keep going even in the darkest times. His journey reminds players that even when things seem hopeless, there is always something worth striving for. Looking deeper, Solaire's journey is a reflection of the player's own adventure in the game. Just like the player faces many tough challenges in their quest to either link the fire or bring about the age of darkness, Solaire also faces his own set of difficulties in his search for enlightenment. This parallel creates a strong bond between the player and Solaire, making his story and his ultimate fate very moving. If the player chooses to follow Solaire's storyline to the end, they will find that his journey and struggles are very similar to their own. Solaire's unwavering optimism and faith in his quest stand out in a world filled with gloom and doom. He represents hope and the possibility of finding light even when surrounded by darkness. His iconic phrase, "Praise the sun," has become a symbol of this hope and has resonated with many players, becoming a popular and enduring part of Dark Souls culture. This highlights the game's theme of light versus dark and the constant struggle to find hope in seemingly hopeless situations. One of the most touching and sad parts about Solaire's story in Dark Souls is how his quest might end. What happens to him depends on what the player does. Solaire can either reach his goal and find his son, or he can go mad because of his quest. If the player doesn't help him, Solaire goes insane after being taken over by the sunlight maggot, a nasty parasite that he thinks is his son. This sad ending shows how dangerous obsessions can be, and how easily a search for meaning can turn into madness. Solaire's possible madness happens if the player doesn't kill the sunlight maggot before Solaire encounters it. When this happens, Solaire is found in a state of insanity, babbling about his son, completely overtaken by the maggots. The scene is heartbreaking because it shows how his hopeful quest can lead to a tragic downfall if not guided properly. But there is hope for a better end. If the player kills the sunlight maggot before Solaire gets to it, he stays sane. In this case, Solaire is found in a grim state, but continues to help the player. He can even join the player in the final battle against Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. This ending shows the game's message about the power of working together and how important it is to help others in a world that often seems uncaring and harsh. Solaire's fate is a big part of what makes his story so moving. It shows how thin the line is between purpose and madness, and reminds players that their actions have a big impact on the characters they meet. Whether Solaire's story ends in tragedy or triumph, it highlights the themes of light versus dark, and the importance of hope and cooperation. Solaire's influence goes far beyond just being a character in Dark Souls. He has grown into a culture iconic both within the Dark Souls community and in the larger gaming world. His cheerful personality and memorable lines has endeared him to many players, making him a source of inspiration for those tackling difficult challenges, whether in the game or in real life. Solaire's optimistic outlook and determination resonate with players who admire his unwavering spirit in a world filled with darkness and despair. His famous phrase, "Praise the sun," along with his distinctive gesture, where he raises his arms to the sky, has become a hallmark of the series. This phrase and gesture symbolizes hope, friendship, and the victory of light over darkness. Players often use it to express encouragement and solidarity, both in-game and in the real world. Solaire's impact can be seen in fan art, memes, and various tributes created by the community. He has become a symbol of the positive aspect of the Dark Souls experience, highlighting the importance of perseverance, optimism, and cooperation. His character has even influenced discussions and analysis of the game, where he is often cited as an example of how a character can embody deeper themes and provide meaningful connections to players. Solaire's influence also extends to merchandise, cosplay, and fan conventions, where his image and catchphrase are frequently celebrated. His character's presence in the game has sparked countless theories and discussions about his background, motivation, and symbolic meaning of his quest for the sun. This engagement has helped to cement Solaire as one of the iconic and beloved figures in the gaming community, illustrating the profound impact a well-crafted character can have beyond the confines of their fictional world. In conclusion, Solaire of Astora is a character whose importance in Dark Souls go far beyond just being another NPC. He truly embodies the themes of hope, cooperation, and the unwavering pursuit of purpose, which are central to this series. Solaire's journey, whether it ends in success or heartbreak, reflects the player's own adventure through the treacherous world of Lordran. The connection between Solaire's story and the player's experience serves as a powerful reminder of the thin line between light and dark, hope and despair. The lessons drawn from Solaire's journey, whether they involve the dangers of obsession or the values of helping others, resonate deeply with players. These lessons make Solaire's story not only memorable, but also profoundly meaningful. In the end, Solaire of Astora stands as a testament to the profound storytelling and rich character development that Dark Souls is known for, making him an unforgettable part of the game's legacy.